What can I say? I love D&D.
Who doesn't? Welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and tonight we are rejoining the party of heroes wanted deep in the jungles and swamps to the south of Lakeshore in New Eglia. And tonight we're going to start with a little recap of where they are in the world. Um, this is New Eglia with its capital, Warway, and they had started off over here in Lakeshore. And Lakeshore is a large town right on the shores of a giant lake just inland of the sea to the south. It's called the Burning Sea. Um, well, actually, this part I believe is called the Silver Sea. Um, I'd have to look at the larger map to remember. I'm kind of bad with names. I think I've mentioned that before. Anyway, um, here they are in Lakeshore, but they have now traveled south into the swamps and jungles just before the coast. And along the edge of a river, they have discovered Zekchelaku. It is a lizard folk temple that is left behind from the great lizard folk incursion hundreds of years ago. Lizard folk had landed here from a continent to the south and taken over large parts of what was much more swampy and jungle area. I mean, probably thousands of years ago, if I'm being more accurate. And as the people moved in and started cultivating the land, they pushed the lizard folks back until now they exist in secret deep in the swamps and jungles where the humans haven't really been able to populate. And so you guys have discovered this hidden lizard folk city deep within the swamps and jungles here. And so it's been unlocked and added to the map. So I just wanted to kind of recap where you guys were in relation to Lakeshore and the rest of New Eglia here. And now we will move on
May I
over.
ask a
Yeah,
question real quick?
yeah.
Um, what would you say the distance of a square is on this map?
Well, on this map, it's a little harder to tell, but basically, oh, actually, it isn't hard to tell because I know how much each of these areas covers. So each of the squares is approximately 5 miles.
Okay, so we're probably close to 50 miles away.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, close to 50. It's like a little less, maybe like 40.
So like a day's trip by
Oh,
foot.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's like 10 exactly. Wow, good eye. It looked a little less to me at first for some reason. I had to sit there and count it. But yeah, it's 10 squares, so 50 miles. All right. So now going back over to the temple where you guys are at, actually in the city of Zekchilaku. Yeah, no, we all pronounce it wrong. My wife was asking if she was pronouncing it right. The whole point is that we don't have lizard mouths and tongues, so we can't like make the coo sounds that they're making.
Back to up to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So, you guys are back here at the temple city where the lizard folk are still having their party from the night before, and you guys are going to be watching as Elwyn is speaking to the lizard folk shaman. And if you zoom in, you can see my. Whoa, that was weird.
Well, I think I've already got Soggy there as translator.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
if
yeah.
you've
That's right.
uploaded an
Sagi was
image,
there.
but I can't see anything.
You cannot see again because for some reason your token has been saved as without sight, and I keep forgetting to resave it as has sight. Did you not get your eyes poked out or something? Like what? Well,
I thought my arrows accidentally went flying that direction one time.
yeah. The explosion from one of the exploding arrows blinded you, right? That's what's going on. No, obviously, I'll get that fixed now that I have done that twice. I usually don't make a mistake twice. I almost never make it 3 times. Um, so anyway, if you zoom in, you can see the pretty art that I made for my lizard folk shaman here. It's a picture that I found and altered and made it so that it's like the rest of the blue lizard folk around here, except for he's got a fancy schmancy robe and staff, and he wears a leaf on his head as like a hat. But this is not the ordinary leaves that you guys have seen around here. This is one of the psychotropic leaves that they use to make the kombucha, like not kombucha, ayahuasca, like mixture that they had served you the other night. So this is like basically feeding psychotropic juices into his skin 24/7.
Man, he's constantly high.
Yeah. He's kind of cray. He's kind of cray cray. So
Just a little bit.
so you walk up to him.
Augie is kind of like is half cray cray.
Yeah, I'd say that's being generous. So so you walk up to the lizard folk shaman and you're like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, and you're like, "Oh yeah, Soggy, get over here."
Oh, yes, yes. Augie shall translate.
All right, so Soggy, what do you say to the lizard folk shaman?
What did hello, mister. We are here to talk to you.
Everyone must talk to the great spirits and welcome back the great dragon when he returns.
Yes. Well, me and my friends wanted to talk to you. That specifically.
Yes, talk. Let's talk. And he instantly busts out a cauldron and places it over a fire by him and starts pouring in different liquids and plants.
I kind of like restate what's the what the shaman just said.
The shaman's a little weird. I don't know anyone who keeps a cauldron nearby at all times.
And with that, he starts stirring it and it like begins to boil like instantly once he puts in this weird red mushroom that has like a bioluminescence to it.
Elvin's going to roll up his sleeves, showing the runes that have now been branded onto him. Can you ask him if he knows anything about these as he points the runes on his arm?
Yeah, that's what he sort of does.
All right.
That's what.
So the shaman looks and he takes the cauldron and it's small and he puts it in your face like you're supposed to drink it.
I guess I'll drink it.
All right. So do you drink some or all of it?
I'm going
D&D
to.
characters.
At first, I'm going to drink some of it. If you still want me to drink more, then I'll drink more.
Okay. So as you drink some of it, the lizard folk shaman then motions to hand the rest of it to Soggy.
Soggy sort of gulps it down.
All right. And then he takes the cauldron from you and he holds out his hand.
And what?
And he holds out his hand.
I
Elwyn
also
adjusted.
hold out my hand.
Did Elwyn, you said you were too?
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes first Elwyn's hand and he takes a knife that you didn't see and he cuts you across the hand. You take 1 damage.
He. Ooh. Eh. What do I know about what he's doing? The shaman's doing?
You can go ahead and roll for knowledge religion. Or just religion, I suppose, since this is 5th edition.
I don't imagine 11 gets me anything.
Ooh, I might have to refresh. Hold on 1 second, guys.
I love D&D characters so much. Here, drink this. Okay.
Don't even bother to question it. Just chug.
You know what's my favorite dungeon trope of all dungeon things?
Huh.
Like cutting your hand for like a blood thing to open a thing or do a thing, and then they don't know anything about it. They just continue on, like they're not bleeding out of their hand, like they're not gonna get some infection.
Right? And you technically shouldn't cut the palm of your hand either, because there's like a lot of nerves there and everything.
Yeah, no, it's
Really should
bad.
cut,
Plus,
like, the back of
hands. You need those.
Yeah,
it's true,
hands
too.
are good.
Hands are a big plus.
They're our second best evolution, ever.
Exactly.
First, obviously, being big brains,
It's big brain time.
Our forward eyesight's pretty good too.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Bipedalism, the ability to sweat through our skin, we've got a lot of great evolutions, but like, let's face it, number one by far is our big brains, and close second is opposable thumbs and grippable hands, like.
I think my favorite is our extreme ability to throw on like any other race, any other species. Like you don't see gorillas chucking rocks like a football. Like they can't. No one does that. So like imagine
I
back
don't
in the
know.
day
I,
on the
th- I think
Sahara.
if someone spent some time teaching a clan of gorillas to like throw stuff, like I think they could probably Brett Favre that shit out of the stadium.
Nah, their arms are too long and their legs are too short,
Oh,
and it
really?
would just continuously result with them lobbing it. I mean, they can lob it, but they will fall over. It is our it's our advanced bipedal balance that allows us to be able to do that. Now, one person with a rock is not going to do too much to a lion, but 50?
Oh yeah. That was how we survived, was our ability to like scare something off by throwing sticks and stones and shit. Yeah.
And it
Okay.
was through that our brains expanded because of communication.
Yep. Okay, so now Soggy, do you hold your hand out not remembering what this is about?
Yes, but kind of like with a squeamish look on my face.
Yeah, and the lizard folk now cuts you as well. Now he cuts himself and he takes all of your hands and he drips them over the cauldron, and all of a sudden smoke begins to rise out of the cauldron, but it's not gray or white or even black like you would expect smoke to be. Instead, the smoke at first rises out blue, like the lizard folk's skin. And you see an image of lizard folk, old and almost completely dried out, its skin cracking and graying as you look at the figure in the smoke. And as you see it, you see him offering up his life on an altar, and from his blood rises a great blue dragon.
Oh, Sag is just in awe of this image. He's just like, he's just, whoa.
The next thing, the smoke begins to shift, and you lose sight of the image of the dragon, and the color changes to a dark purple. And in the depths of the purple, in the depths of the purple, you can Gleice, you can see a deep, dark sea, almost completely lightless. And in this depths, you can just barely make out a black shape rising up, and from it, it opens a mouth impossibly big, and you see all of the purple smoke that represents the deep sea being sucked into this giant black mouth.
Oh no. Oh no, not again.
And as the purple smoke reaches a vibrant, like, brightness almost and intensity, Soggy pukes a little bit of water, and the smoke begins to fade and change once again, going from this dark purple to a kind of aquamarine, and then slowly to a green, and it starts to form this like forest scene. And Elwyn, you instantly recognize it as the fabled Fey forest from the Fey wilds, where all elves, the ancestors of the elves, the ancient Eladrin, um, they had come from the Fey wild, and they are what formed the High Elves, and all of that. Their children became the High Elves, born here on the mortal plane, and you recognize it from images that you've seen, and you can see a great dark beast, kind of like the Gamork, to where like you can't really see it fully ever. The never-ending story, right?
These hands.
Yeah. So the Gamork, is the wolf, of course, and he's dark and in the shadows, and so you just see like, a snapping maw and like glowing eyes. You can't really like tell exactly what it is, but it's this dark beast, and it's just consuming everything. And you see a dual image in the smoke. You see yourself holding a bow and pulling it back, and as the string reaches its tautness, it snaps, and your arrow explodes, and you're blown to the ground. And you see another image of you pulling a sword from your sheath and charging this dark image at the same time as the bow is being pulled. So you see both of this like a shadow version of yourself, doing something at the same time, but they're like both shadow versions, and they're like connected by this tenebrious thread of umbral darkness between you, like a soul being stretched out, kind of like Donnie Darko, when he's like traveling through time, how it's got that like weird tunnel image, like it's got like this thing connecting you. And as the image charges forth, the shape reaches out a giant, massive clawed paw and just kind of like swipes and cuts him down and cuts him into ribbons. And the image goes up in flames and sparks and like a firework, and then nothing.
You could say he swiped left.
And so now the lizard folk looks at you and touches a rune on your chest, and it begins to glow, and it's like it's burning hot, and yet at the same time you don't feel any pain from it. You can feel the intense heat, but no pain. Like the moment before a burn sets in, to where like you know it's gonna burn so bad, but like you haven't really felt it yet.
I'm gonna reach up a hand, sort of just finger a bit like curiously, as his mind is on the imagery he saw.
And now basically this is your character's moment where you will make a choice whether you intend to go forward with changing your class to the blade singer like we talked about, or if you want to stay as an arcane archer. And it's not going to happen immediately. The change is going to overtake you as you take the next level, which will be coming up but not yet. But if you choose to move forward as the blade singer, this is the moment where everything changes for you. Or if you choose to move forward with the arcane archer, you're going to get a new arcane shot.
Owen's going to spend a few moments thinking about it, and before he comes to the decision of deciding to embrace the sword.
In Elwyn's mind, he sees an image of him wielding the sword and facing his fate as a blade singer, and the rune on his chest morphs from something that he can't understand into a symbol that clearly is a combination of magic and sword. And as the rune glows and burns bright, it travels up your shoulder, down your arm, and goes into your bloodied hand, where it seals, and you now have a scar in the shape of that rune on your hand. But no other runes on your body.
His friend, all right. Soggy kind of says as he sees the burn.
You're still kind of puking up a little bit of water as you talk.
Yeah, that's basically is what's going on. That's what I expected.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm,
Just during that puking.
yes, Sagi, I'm fine. I just suspect some changes to be happening soon. That's all.
Okay. So yeah, like, do you guys want a moment to like role play? Do you want like to interact with the shaman some more? Do you have questions for him?
Yes.
Elwyn, what happened?
A choice was made. Is what it was.
That is a strange thing to say.
I know that the lizard folks here have been our friends so far, but I must ask, that concoction you drank, You aren't feeling strange, are you? Are you injured? Do you feel any different?
Oh yeah, so just to make it clear, that concoction that you drank is not making you feel different at all. Just, player information.
I feel fine. Same as I usually do. It's no different.
It was it was vision, Wall. It was vision to see some things.
A vision. What
Soggy
did you see?
Soggy kind of like hesitates before kind of like just the the, the thinking bunny and kind of like covers his mouth kind of like in fear. Like some supernatural force hurt it.
And you wipe away more water.
Yeah.
Ha. Soggy. Remind me
Yes.
if we're ever in a desert to freak you.
Yeah, it might be a little gross, but if it's that or death.
Except isn't salt water.
Yeah, that's right. It is salt water. You're right.
You're gonna get more dehydrated. It's not worth it unless you plan to boil it or something. Real quick, DM.
Yeah.
As this hasn't been really established yet as part of the starting equipment for the soldier.
Yeah.
It can be a trophy taken from a fallen enemy, which can be a dagger, broken blade.
Uh-huh.
Instead of a fallen enemy, could it be like a sword that Elwyn had once used and it was broken? No?
Yeah.
Alright. Then Elwyn, going to his pack, will pull out a wrapped sword wrapped, almost dagger sized blade out of his pack and unwrap it, looking at it for the first time.
You ever watch
in a long
Hero
time.
with Jet Li?
No?
Okay. There's a character called Broken Sword in there, and he's called Broken Sword because he has a broken sword. And so, yeah, it's real clever. And so, it's basically like a half a sword, but it's still a sword. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
If that works for you, like, that works for me.
Yeah, that
Soggy.
works for me.
This shaman.
Yes.
He seems old, quite knowledgeable.
Yes.
Perhaps he has seen many things. Would you ask him something for me?
Yes,
I doubt
Soggy?
he would know what it would be for, but could you ask him if he has seen anything like an anvil?
The Soggy kind of like asks that. Like, very special anvil. Have you seen it?
The lizard folk looks at Donovan and hisses. And he says to Soggy, "Get the elf out of my sight."
And kind of like, Soggy kind of like just looks at Donovan, at Donovan and just says, "It is not lizard folk thing. It is very much opposite."
How strange. I assumed that an anvil was used in the creation of this cult. But no matter.
So now I'm going to point out, just to make sure that as players you caught this, he didn't react to Elwyn at all.
Mm-hmm. I
But
noticed that. That's why I was...
but Donovan, who is still a human, but has taken on elven traits ever since getting possessed by the elf lich ghost thing. Like ever since he got possessed, he has taken on some more elvish features, but and also changed personalities completely in ways. But the lizard folk instantly responded to Donovan like approaching and talking, and specifically called out him as an elf, but not Elwyn's elven nature. It's something to do with the spirit, just to make that clear. I don't like to lay the clues on so thick, but I want to make sure this one was gotten.
Yeah, we get the picture. Donovan Soggy thinks the elf part is showing. And kind of like decides to change the subject as he suggests Donovan to move out. So has
Donovan, you
Oh.
leave with a sinking feeling that there is something more to the lizard folks' distaste for your elven guest.
All right. Go ahead. Soggy. Would you ask him
Soggy,
why he is so offended by me?
as kind of like Donovan leaves and says, Donovan is human last time I checked, not elf. What is wrong?
As Donovan is like backed away a little bit, the lizard folk takes out a bone and throws it into the pot, and a different kind of magical effect. It's not the fireworks or the smoke, but it's kind of like a flare that kind of glows and spreads, and it kind of forms like a 10-foot circle around the lizard folk. And Donovan, you find that you can't enter that circle without feeling like nauseated almost.
Ugh. I suppose that I should give him some privacy.
Yeah. But Soggy Star asked like that question about why he was offended by Donovan. Even though
The shaman goes into a trance and is no longer like, he's just like protecting himself from good and like trancing.
Oh, should Soggy leave you be?
He's in a complete trance at this point.
Yeah, Soggy Chan leaves. And can't like groups up with his friends. That is, it seems that he is just in trance state. He is not interested in talking anymore.
I'm gonna turn to the other two. I'm sorry you guys didn't necessarily get answers that you may have been wanting before he went into that trance state.
Yeah. So, you guys have that all thing, going on, but um at the end of the day, after however long of, partying and hunting and doing everything with the lizard folk, you came to the jungle with a purpose. You were hunting the half dragon crocodile, and the lizard folk had told you that they had seen and know of a false dragon.
So this would be out of character, but what does worry me is that he mentioned that there's some sort of dragon god that is awoken and is going to return. Do you guys think that might be related?
It very well could be, especially considering the fact that in this universe or this world, dragons have not been seen in a very, very long time, aside from like wyverns and stuff like that.
Yes.
Well, assuming that Soggy tells us this, that he said that, I would, Donovan would suggest not mentioning the dragon anymore with these lizard folk.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's like, hey, has your god been around? We're trying to kill it.
Right.
But let's ask about the false dragon. Is that a
See,
good
the
one?
thing is, that thing was all dragon. It was a different type of dragon. Still a dragon. You know, it's not. It wasn't like it was a wyvern or something. You know.
Yeah, it kicked your asses like a dragon.
Yeah, we got beat up. Before we head out after this dragon, for when we do, I do want to try and see if I can't make a few more arrows with maybe some stone-tipped heads. I know that's not going to be quite as effective as even my copper ones, but it's better than going in with less than half a quiver.
So
Well,
they don't really have like stones that can be easily shaped, but being so close to the coast and the river, they often get giant like fish and small sharks that they take the teeth from, and you can make arrows with basically giant fish and shark tooth tips.
Certain stats of mine were changed around before we left the area. I mean, after we left the area, and so should we ever come in contact with those dragon bones again, I'm sure I could make plenty of arrowheads.
Actually, it reminds me, I still have a few. I still have those small dragon bones I can use as arrowheads.
Yeah, and Soggy still has his Dragon Bone blade that is really crudely made still.
Yes.
So it'd be possible for me to make at least a few more arrows than the 13 out of 30 I got.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can actually make in one day probably 10 arrows easily, you know? And so there's more than enough shark tooth tips to outfit all of them, and dragon bones I'd say, 1d6 being fair.
All right.
Considering the nature of the civilization here, you may want to look into if your character is willing to use these poisons.
Your thing went quiet all of a sudden, even though you're showing up as talking.
He said poisons.
Oh.
Yeah,
Poisons?
like these guys, I'm thinking like how like people in the Amazon will like rub like thorns on like the tree frog and then like spit them at their enemies with
Right.
like a rolled up leaf.
Like this.
Like,
Right.
yeah, like if
like,
up to you.
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider. Like I already deal magical damage, so I overcome resistance, but I imagine that poison might add a little bit more, probably not much.
But also
Hell, even if it's
remember
just a
that
tranquilizer.
there's a chance of poisoning yourself while applying it.
That's true too. That would be rather unfortunate.
And also, like, don't shoot into melee.
That's very true. Don't use an explosive arrow with said poisoned.
Well, Donovan's gonna raise his sort of stretch his back and say, "Well, if there's nothing else, I think that we should continue with our journey."
Yes, Soggy
I think-
agrees.
I think I'm gonna take it because he said a day it would take to make 10 arrows. So if you don't mind dallying by day, I can make some more arrows.
So the lizard folk whose life you saved, Soggy, has like been hanging out with you, and his name is Restless, and he would like to accompany you guys.
That is very nice of you. If you think that this is a thing you would like to do, then feel free to join us. We would really appreciate.
Well, now, you know, the rest of your party might need to speak up because, like, you might be okay with it. That doesn't mean that your party is.
We know, I know. But what does the others think?
I'm gonna make a. If I get the general idea, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna approach Restless. I will put my hand on his back and I will put my shield in front of him.
Restless grasps
Like,
grasps you as
and
well. His claws kind of dig in just a little bit because he's strong as hell. He's a lizard folk. You know,
And to make clear what I mean, I don't mean like as if in front of him, like I'm protecting myself from him. I mean like
yeah, and
Shield in
he's
front,
he's
as I would-
grasping you back in the warrior's grasp. Basically, this is what they do to each other. And as he does so, you can see on his arm, quite a ways from where your arm can reach, because even though you're not small, this is a lizard folk and they are very big. So like a few inches up from where you could reach, you can see claw marks from several different warriors who have grasped him like this. And so, you know, he digs in and leaves a little dent in your armor with his claws.
Cool. I hope he understands that my meaning here is if you are to join us, then I will shield.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's not necessarily understood tactics wise, but like the general idea of camaraderie is conveyed and received.
Ellen takes no issue. Quick question: out of the 10 arrows, how many of them are dragon bone?
1d6.
Oh, one. Okay, I thought you were talking about damage there. I was like, okay.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Now
no.
I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. So, you know, that's all.
Elwin, as he looks at the lizard folk, will just nod in acquiescence. You know, just like a respectful nod, sort of thing.
Yeah. He still walks up to you and like dislocates your shoulder. No, I'm just kidding.
Sounds like
He just nods back because he can tell that you're a female of your species.
Obviously, yeah.
Like that's
Obviously, Ellen is
like
female of the
that's
species.
that's
Saki kind of like translates that he thinks you are female.
Thank
Ellen's
you,
gonna-
Soggy.
Elwin's just gonna sigh. This is never going to get lived down.
And just so that you guys know, this is like organic from the way that like it happened. I wasn't trying to force a like, you know, oh, which ones are the females, you know, kind of moment on there. It's just the way Donovan reacted and the way Elwin reacted, like in his mind, he's like, okay, so this is the male and that's the female.
We're not even the same species, but okay. We look similar though. Similar enough.
Well, ever since he got possessed, way more similar than before. So yeah. All right, so you're
This is
kind
really
of back by the same area where you were with the cave entrance. So you know it's straight north.
All right then, let's move forward.
You can see a
Do we
giant
see
frog.
the giant frog?
Yeah, you can see a giant frog off to the side, but like at this point, you guys are mighty warriors. Like it's a giant frog, you know.
Friends, there's a giant frog over there. Should we hunt it for food or should we just scare it up?
I mean,
Soggy kind of like just sort of just gives it a sort of like cautious look and says, he suggests we sneak around it so we don't do something stupid.
Racillus looks at you and says, "Ugh, just throw something at it or zap it with your magic powers." And he takes his javelin and chucks it near the giant frog. He's not even trying to hit it. He's just like chucking it near it. And he like lands right near the frog or even hits the frog, doesn't matter. The frog's like, "Okay, whatever. I don't need none of this today." And jumps off into the water and swims away.
Soggy kind of gives the thumbs up to Rissil for scaring it off. You are good. You do good. You do good.
Ursulus just kind of like looks at you odd, like it's just a frog, man.
Soggy is smaller than Frog, so you can understand why Soggy would be worried.
Racellus is smaller than Crocodile, but still face it like warrior.
You have good point, Resilis. You have good point. And he kind of like, and so we continue.
Racillus picks Soggy up and places him on his shoulder as you enter the deeper waters.
Go,
For the
go.
record, for the record, the scimitar that Elwin usually keeps sheathed behind his quiver has been replaced by that broken blade now.
Yep. And you can just write that right in there. And I would say it is probably going to be a longsword type of weapon for damage, but for now, give it short sword stats. Please and thank you.
Ready? So short sword like 1d6.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, guys? Are we going in this cave?
Yeah, that's the direction.
Yes. Soggy thinks we should go in cave, since he's the one place we haven't explored.
All right.
All right. So Donovan, wait, Donovan. All right there. All right. So as you're walking right along the edge of the deep water, you roll for perception. Sorry, just pulling up the stealth roll. Okay, so you do not notice as a giant constrictor snake slithered through the deep water, and suddenly you see the water erupt before you in the shallower water where you are, and a giant snake head lashes out at you.
Not another snake! But no offense, and he kind of mutters to his familiar, "No offense."
Oh yeah, I forgot to grab Silas. He's here, but
Yes. Does he react to my comment of "no offense"?
he kind of hisses at you like he's offended that you think of him as just a snake.
No, no, it's like not to insult him. Like,
Yeah, no, but just the fact that you were like, no offense. He's like, I'm not a snake. Why would I be offended? Like he's more than a snake. He's a dragon snake.
yeah, sorry. Soggy kind of like profusely apologizes for that.
Yeah. Okay, so none of you get a turn because you're surprised, except for Elwin. You rolled a nat 20, so somehow your elven senses allow you to react as the snake is coming up out of the water. You instantly snap into action. You can take one action. What do you do? Hello?
Muted. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Because I asked how high out of the water is poking out right now. Because
Yeah, as its head
are my
is
friends blocking it?
yeah, its head is raising up out of the water, so it's like, 5 to 10 feet up in the air now.
So just enough where I could get a visual without accidentally shooting my friends.
Right.
Okay, then I'm going to fire an arrow at it.
All right. So,
Comfortable.
unfortunately, the snake is moving, too quickly, and you just barely miss it as your arrow kind of hits the top of its scales and bounces off.
Graduating my turn.
All right. The giant constrictor snake looks at Donovan and goes to bite him. You have 18 armor class, I believe.
I do.
Yep. So you raise your shield in time to block the giant snake and draw your sword ready to do combat with the beast. And now you get a full turn.
Good. I'm going to move out to the side a bit. Go to right here. And then fire again.
Oh, I never did ask you guys if you were okay with that house rule of whenever you roll a natural 20, it bypasses the surprise round rules and allows you to take one action.
I think it works. It
I
works.
think it makes sense. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, I figured you'd be okay with it since it'll benefit you guys way more than it ever hurts, but
I have a couple more moments to actually prepare my shot instead of immediately reacting. That's my excuse.
Yeah, as the snake is fully out of the water, well, not fully, but it's raised up to its full height, and you have time to get into position, you manage to strike the snake right in its soft underbelly.
Alright. Get to the end of my turn.
Sorry, I'm having an ET moment and going crazy on some Reese's Pieces.
Soggy kind of like glares at the giant constrictor and strikes it with an eldritch blast and throws an eldritch blast before, but not before saying, "Go away, lesser snake." This is at advantage because Donovan is near it, right?
Yeah, it did strike from 5 feet, but I'm gonna rule that because it was, trying to attack Donovan that it got right next to him. So yes. Otherwise it would have been no, but you know, like what's the fun in that?
So does it hit?
Yes, it hits. But it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage.
So,
Rasilis sets Soggy down and charges in.
George.
But he has learned the value of raising his shield and using the dodge action. That seemed to work really well.
My goodness.
I will shimmy a little bit over next to my lizard folk friend, and then I'm going to attack.
You strike with your lightsaber, dealing 8 radiant damage. The giant constrictor has lost almost half of its hit points and is starting to reconsider, but it is very hungry, and it thinks that it might be able to get the weak little creature Soggy before disappearing into the swamps. So it is actually going to use its reach to go past both Donovan and Rasilis, provoking an attack of opportunity from both of you as it tries to bite Soggy.
Actually, he shall do no such thing.
He's got fancy stuff. Donovan does.
That missed.
All right. May I use Sentinel?
That Sentinel takes
I-
a straight reaction on it.
I don't know like how Sentinel works per se, so like I'd have to read it quick.
Essentially, if he attempts to do anything other than attack me, while he is in my melee range, I get an attack of opportunity against him. So, for example, if he moves, I attempt to hit him. If he tries to hit Restless, I attempt to hit him. If he decides to pop a squat, I hit.
Yeah, just let me read the rules quick.
So how y'all been lately?
Pretty good. But if attack of opportunity, is that considered a reaction?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Yeah, then that would already be my attempt.
Yeah, so either way, it would have been able to use the Sentinel feature as part of it. Yeah, but yeah, you didn't hit, so.
Yeah, no problem.
But now his bite.
Ouch.
I believe that gets you, yeah?
Sucker.
So you would take 15 damage and you are grappled. So now the snake has you in his mouth.
All right.
Soggy, no.
Soggy,
Elwin-
yes!
What Elwin's going to attempt to do, he's going to knock an
Ah!
arrow. And
Why is Soggy always the one I've condemned with these?
Because you
Damn
look
swamp vermin.
because you look fun-sized.
but Elwin's going to knock an arrow, aim it above the snake before releasing a bursting arrow above its head in an attempt to frighten the snake into dropping Soggy and leaving.
So you want it to explode and not deal damage to Rasilis or Donovan, but possibly still deal the burst damage to the giant constrictor snake and definitely scaring it.
Yeah, definitely. The scare is the important thing. The damage is just a slight bonus, but I mean,
But
it's not
close
important.
enough to where optimally it would, if you hit your target square, it would still deal the damage to the constrictor snake.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
pretty much.
Gotcha. I just wanted to clarify.
Right, I get you.
Well, you don't hit your target square. You aimed a little too high and it explodes kind of above where the giant constrictor snake, its head is. So it's not as impressive to the snake. It doesn't deal any damage. And because you rolled so poorly on your damage roll,
Both damage rolls are men.
it's not even that loud or anything either. So you get a total of the damage, an 11, against the snake's will to resist that. So
Okay.
wisdom save. Yeah, it's fine. The snake's
Sounds
like,
legit.
yeah, cool snakes don't look at explosions.
That's my turn.
And Soggy, you are in the snake's mouth. The rules technically state that you're able to cast a spell. However, if it has a somatic component, you are not going to be able to. So anything with an S in the components, you're not going to be able to, because you can't move your hands precisely enough to pull it off.
Ooh. All of them have S.
Oh, so you're going to have to try to escape first.
Yeah, that's what Soggy's going to try to do. So, strength?
Yeah. Oh, the weak kobold cannot escape the mighty snake.
This is difficult. Soggy
Next,
might need a little help.
next turn, I'm gonna swallow you.
Which would not be optimal.
Rasilis has had enough of this, drops his spike shield, grabs his heavy club, and bashes the snake hard on the head. Release my friend!
Knock him out.
He hits him, but, I mean, it's just not enough damage,
Swear. What is with these regular encounters being the bane of us?
This is a mini boss before the rest of the encounter, before the boss cliffhanger at the end. Spoilers. But like, the mini boss is kind of kicking your butts a little. Well, one of them. It's kicking a butt.
Hey, but don't worry, Sully. We'll get you out, man.
Ooh, Arcadius's blade strikes true, just not a whole lot of
That's not the right.
damage. You seem to think that wielding a blade of pure light works well against snakes.
My apologies. I rolled insight instead of intimidation by accident.
Oh yeah, there you go. The intimidation. So as you wield your blade and shout your intimidating shouts against the snake, who has taken a fair amount of damage, so I think an intimidation check is appropriate here. And the snake indeed has seen enough and is attempting to retreat. However, that does provoke attacks of opportunity from both of you, as it is just in full retreat mode and not thinking about disengaging.
Has it dropped Soggy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You said full retreat when I was like, is it retreating with its food? Like, I got food, I'm out.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I think it's gonna hang on to Soggy if it can. So like on its turn,
Yeah, I say that's a pretty.
on its turn, I'm gonna give
But
Soggy another save, another attempt.
yes,
So if it has Soggy, then of course you're gonna take your attacks of opportunity. But I'm gonna give Soggy a chance to try to escape on its turn. I know that's not like raw, but I think rule of cool is gonna work in your guys' favor this time.
Puts on cool guy shades.
Is that your turn, Donovan? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, there. All right, so Soggy, you get a escape attempt again, so we're going to roll the strength. Ooh, you got a chance, buddy.
Oh,
Come on, wiggle your kobold self out of there.
You got this, Soggy. We believe in you.
Oh.
I have an
don't
idea
kill me.
for Soggy. If we survive this, would you be okay with me offering to put spikes on Soggy's leather?
Hey, that's a way to prevent people from biting him right there. Put spikes all over him.
It's tried and true with dogs. Oh, I miss as the snake rears up and starts to sink under the water. Rosellis's club misses. We both needed to hit and deal pretty good damage to like have a chance.
Please don't kill Saki.
Let's see. Are we still going with our attack of opportunity?
Yeah, you get your attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay, because that was what my second roll was before when you had said it. Would a 14 hit it?
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's 7 damage.
Oh,
And it goes nowhere.
that was your. Oh, I already subtracted that. Oh no. Yeah. So.
Well, I guess if you just leave it, like I won't attempt to hit again.
Oh no. Oh, I'm just confused because it was 7. Okay, yeah, no. So it does lose another 7. That's good for you guys. But
I mean, he's also
what's
got Sentinel, so it stands still.
yeah, but what's bad for you guys is now he is in the swamp and under the
Actually,
water.
his movement is 0.
Oh yeah, because you hit.
Sentinel.
Oh, you got so lucky. So he is trying to get under the water, but can't fully get under because he's right at the shallow part. So you guys still have an attempt to kill him.
Sentinel is so dumb. They got poke a giant with like a safety pin, and its speed turns.
Yeah, it's weird. But in this case, it's justified because you can use your shield and your sword to kind of like shove the snake down as it's trying to escape. It's huge and it's hard, but you're able to like manage it for one round,
A beast would attack humans. You go nowhere this.
So your arrow pierces right into the snake's head and stabs Soggy in the shoulder. It deals
Oh, man.
it deals 12 damage to the snake, and 2 damage to Soggy. The snake drops dead, but Soggy, you get hit with the arrow.
Man, my shots are just too good.
Soggy kind of like is rolling out there, kind of like holding his bleeding like shoulder, and then just furiously stabs the anaconda. Stupid, normal snake!
Yeah, you see Soggy just go full Mel Gibson in The Patriot on him, just stabbing him over and over again.
You know, Soggy, I think I tire with our bestial attackers viewing you as the tastiest morsel. What say we do something?
Yes, Soggy agrees. It is better to be in the good survival.
Friends, help me in removing this beast's thing.
Elwyn will set to assisting.
Yeah, well, it has really soft snake teeth that aren't like
That's true too.
that aren't like really good for much, but the 2 fangs are a little bit bigger, and so like they're okay, but it's not like hard bone like a shark tooth. It's like a softer, more flexible cartilage almost.
Okay, then.
As soon as we get back to the mill, I have plenty of arrows that we could probably maybe retrofit some of the arrowheads to act as spikes for him. If that works.
Or you could just coat his armor in pitch and light him on fire.
A flaming cobalt.
That would be more harm than do more harm than.
But just think of the cool factor.
Hey, plan A or plan B, Krillin?
Plan A.
Let's find somewhere to rest for a bit, because it seems like Soggy could do with a bit of a rest.
Yes.
Breath a little bit.
Rest for survival.
So Rasilis, once again is willing to carry Soggy so that he's not sludging through the swamp.
Yeah.
I think you would need some medical assistance. This.
Rasilis says there's some high ground over here.
Yes, this is where we were captured last time. This rock.
Good times.
Not necessarily for the lizard folk that got knocked out in the ensuing escape attempt.
Yeah,
They were weak.
warriors face everything, like warriors.
That's true enough.
Like a man, like a man's man. All right, so you guys spend like an hour like resting and recouping.
Yeah.
Elwyn. Soggy, would you like to roll some hit dice?
Man, I wish we had more healing means. It's like lay on hands and stuff is like good in a.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay, so +3.
And Soggy's going to cast one of his spells.
Oh, okay.
The Cure Wounds one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Soggy kind of like he he sort of like produces waters from his hand, and kind of like, and kind of like the water regenerates. His So, can someone cast that?
Oh, sure. No problem.
During this hour, Elwin's also taking the time, just making sure the broken blade is sharpened. After all, it hasn't exactly seen use for a little while, and it doesn't hurt to sharpen
Yeah.
the sword.
Well,
I'm sorry. What you're looking for cure wounds? Because I don't have that spell
Yeah.
prepared.
There you go.
Gain 6.
as sort of like the waters kind of like patch up some of his wounds, and he just breathes a sigh of relief.
Soggy looks about 52% good.
Yeah.
52% good. I like how we're gauging it.
Sogi is surviving.
I remember that as an old D&D joke. Hey, how much HP you have? You can't tell how much numerical HP he has. And it's like he looks over on his character sheet, and he's like, and the guy just screams out, "At about 67, I'm about a 14."
On a scale of 1 to 67, where you at? Yeah, I saw that. I saw a meme for that too. A while back. Alright. Anyone else want to do stuff during the short rest aside from me just sharpening my sword?
I'm pretty good.
You're the paladin. You're like the only good one amongst you.
Ouch.
Sogi kind of like sort of checks strategy of like, and kind of like what might be possibly in that cave with release, since he's an expert of this form.
If it's like any of the other caves we've been through, I assume that there's going to be more giant crabs and frogs.
I was
Perhaps a
talking to I meant the lizard folk, not Donovan.
This is where the false dragon lives.
Oh, that is. Oh, that is dangerous. Everyone, the false dragon lives there.
Well, at least this way, we know we can. He probably won't be expecting us to come and fight him on his own ground twice.
Well, he hasn't fought me yet. Yes, he has. Well, he hasn't fought me twice.
That's almost exactly what I said there. That's a valid point. Besides, we got cool stuff now.
And an ally.
That's true too. We had an ally last time too, but they kept getting knocked down.
But they got up again.
They get knocked down. They get up again.
Plus, these lizard folks aren't messing around. Like they're pretty tough.
That's true enough too. Well, if we're done with our, if we got any further strategizing to do, I say we get move on forward, shall we?
How are you feeling, Soggy? Are you better?
Soggy is feeling better.
Jump on
That is-
down, little lizard.
Yes. Soggy is coming.
You can just jump right off the cliff. Rosellis is ready to catch you. He's like only
Yeah.
a foot away.
Yeah. Onward, friends! And I kind of
We are
like
homeward bound. Donovan's just like trying to squeeze in there. He's like that one guy in the elevator.
all right, everyone. It is time to go quiet.
Agreed. Let's take this slow and quiet.
What?
He says in
Ma.
Draconic, go quietly.
Looks over at Donovan. I don't think quiet's gonna be his
Like we are hunting boar.
as I check.
I don't
Donovan's
think that-
wearing heavy armor.
I don't think I'd be able to assist very well in the nature of stealth either. And yes, my friend, Otto Black.
Because he doesn't have dark vision like the rest of us.
Oh, yeah. Do you pull out your sword?
Yeah, I'll do that.
How's that grab you?
That's much better.
Okay, so now stealth is right out.
It's out the window.
I suppose that I can wait here. Wait for your word.
Yes, we're gonna leave our paladin behind and split the party. Valid idea.
No, do not split the party. That is a bad idea.
Don't you know?
Donovan, I would not feel too concerned. I'm sure we should be fine either way. After all, it's going to be hard to be quiet as we're walking through this water anyway. It's like a distinguishing air.
Donovan, as you approach, you see a giant frog that you heard croaking.
Yes. More swamp varmints.
You can see it just kind of sitting there croaking.
Soggy looks to his familiar and whispers into his ear, could you look ahead and see what's ahead? And he's going to act like a sentry.
Silas swims off and reports back with your speed that there's giant frog. Oh, there we go. That there's giant frogs ahead.
I will swing my flaming sword left and right. Yeah, be gone, frog.
Yeah, you didn't even have to roll. It's just a frog, and upon seeing this lightsaber wielding paladin with its shield and armor, the frog's like, well, I did not even need to be here for this. and it dives under the water.
This lightsaber wielding maniac.
And Elwyn, you obviously can spot that frog just kind of lounging on the thing, but when it sees the light from Donovan's thing, it kind of flares up its sack and croaks loudly in your direction.
Are there any rocks in the water nearby? Like decently sized ones?
I mean, you can't really see in the water, you know. It's
That's valid
it's
point.
still swampy, nasty water.
Just something nearby I can throw real quick at the thing.
Like lily pads, but I don't know how well you can chuck a lily pad.
Maybe frisbee toss it.
Yeah, like disc golfing.
Yeah. No. Donovan.
You've
we could
invented a
really-
whole new game in this realm.
Oh, disc golf. Yeah. Donovan, could you please bring your light over here? It appears there's more frogs. I'm not in the mood to do this
Oh,
necessarily.
you guys don't have to like deal with each individual frog. We can just be
Well,
like,
it was flaring up its sack and everything. Like it was trying to
it threatened Elwyn. Donovan, come kick its ass.
No, I was like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm lazy.
It's
Well, I
not
thought it was
easy
another
being
attack.
green.
Yeah, the frog just tries to defend itself a little bit, and you're like, nail! I saw a butterfly. Kick its ass.
Does Soggy hear what the giant frogs are saying?
It said, go away. Don't take his coat.
I'll take his coat. I'll be like,
The giant frog's like, go away, go away. Brr.
whatever.
What about Sylphus and me?
Sorry. Forgot I was kind of a PC today.
Yeah.
Appears there might be a path up here.
Oh, thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh, it's kind of
love
nice
how the-
being in the party. I get to talk some smack.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for PCs to be missing before you can talk some smack for them, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I had set this map up a while ago for you guys, and I forgot that this was the thing. I'm going to switch that out. Little DMing on the fly.
Nothing like it. After all, that's exactly what you did the other session.
Yeah,
When we were-
sometimes it's fun.
Just
So
not expecting any
there
more
was a giant constrictor snake there, but seeing as how that was the mini boss from the other section, we're gonna put a different mini boss up in here.
I don't know.
Oh no!
Oh no! What are we going to do?
Have you changed the screen? Because I haven't seen the screen change.
Oh no! There was a hidden mini boss. I pulled it off, and now I'm grabbing a new one.
Yeah, it's like on the DM layer.
Where'd the rest of you guys go?
Can you not see again? Did you end up with? Did some shrapnel end up in your eyes? Where are you going?
What's going on?
Oh, my screen's all the way to the right.
Yeah, we're all the way to the left, sir.
That was weird. You're like, where'd everybody go? And then he just runs away.
No, he's like, where'd everyone go? Just starts walking away. Like, where'd you go? Where are you going?
Get back here, you coward! Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with this. All right. So, there was a giant constrictor snake. Now there is another giant snapping turtle, and as soon as Elwyn approaches the water's edge, its giant alligator snapping turtle neck stretches out and tries to bite Elwyn, but we're gonna roll for initiative.
Oh, I was 2 off of nat 20. Wow, my rolls for initiative today. Pretty good. Oh, my other rolls, they're trash. I was about to say.
Come on, crit! Oh, all right. 17.
That is, the 7. It's got. Oh, wait, because I'm surprised. Yeah.
Yes.
That hits.
Yeah, you're surprised. Oh,
Hits.
wow. Nice damage roll, loser. Stupid turtle.
That's like about almost half my health.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like it's 2 1s and a 2, like, and 1 6, but still, like, that doesn't make up for nothing.
Get behind me, friends. I shall form a choke point.
I'm going to take the disengage action and follow through on his advice. Actually, I need to see how far, if I can actually make it, because I gotta go through people's. No. Actually, no, because if I. No, I can't.
You can
make it.
move through an ally square without penalty.
Oh, I thought we were considering that heavy terrain at one point.
When you were bunched up, like there's
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so then I can make that all the way there.
Like if you gotta
So-
actively like shuffle through, that's different. But like these guys can kind of
Right.
just step to the side a little.
Well, there is
That
open
makes sense.
space like above and below.
That's what I
this-
mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
As he passes through, you guys can step to the side a little. You're fine.
Ellen's like turning and running. Yeah. Like hiding behind Donovan. Like, you dealt with the frog, now deal with the turtle.
Soggy kind of like just like tries gets behind, not before summoning a grasp of the deep to kind of like block the way of the giant snapping turtle, so Riz can maybe get out.
Be afraid. Very
So
Ooh, the spectral tentacle rises up out of the swampy water and smashes the giant snapping turtle across the face, dealing 5 lightning damage.
it's just crackling with storm-like energy.
Yes.
And Soggy yells at the top of his lungs, do not eat my friends! Lest yes, the waters thank you!
Maybe
And
I
that's
should
an-
eat you.
afraid.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for Sagi to be intimidating with his size.
Again, he's like a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Come running in screaming.
He's running and screaming, trying to scare off the turtle. The turtle.
Is it? How big is this thing? Is it close to me or?
You can see that its head is about as thick as your chest. In full
Wow.
armor.
How far away is it from me?
About 5 feet.
Well, all right.
Ooh. No. I meant 5 feet as in like you need to take a 5-foot step and you'd be stepping into the water if you do so.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Good,
I
'cause
mean
was in that one.
you're in like shallow water, but you'd be stepping into like 5-foot deep water.
Be gone, turtle! Yeah.
All right, so you try to intimidate it, and the snapping turtle is not intimidated.
All right.
The snapping turtle reaches out with its long neck and tries to bite you. It does not hit. Ignore that where it says it has reach of 5 feet. It should say 10 feet. I don't know why that's not right.
Man, that would have really hurt Elwyn had it been 27.
The lizard folk throws his javelin at the snapping turtle. Missing. It bounces off the turtle's hard nose. It's got like a beak, you know?
Elwyn's going to. He's gonna just yell for everyone just to back off and just leave it be. There's no reason for us to kill everything in here. After all, we did encroach on its territory.
Rosellis just kind of looks back at you because, like, they have a, very survival of the fittest kind of mentality. Like, the lizard folk literally just, like, kill everything that come into their territory.
Well, you went into its territory.
He just looked at you. I'm just explaining why.
Yeah, I was just being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what Elwyn's trying to do, is just convince everyone just to back off. It's not really worth the time and effort.
Yeah.
Elwyn's
like, I only have so many arrows, guys. Screw this turtle.
Doggy can. Oh, wait a minute. Does the tentacle attack count as an action or a bonus action?
That's a bonus action.
Okay. So for the tentacle, my spectral tentacle is going to attack the snapping turtle, and I imagine it's at advantage.
Yep.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, because it's... Oh, no, because Donovan has his sword out, so no. Just normal. That hits, dealing 3 more lightning damage as the electric sparks fly down the tentacle and into the giant snapping turtle.
And Soggy then soon focuses his gaze onto the snapping girdle and squints his eyes real hard to try and as to use Mind Sliver.
Okay. So he's got to make his save. Nothing doing. So he takes 1 psychic damage, but that's only because the turtle's brain is so primitive that it didn't really do much.
Yeah, Soggy in the turtle's mind, there was flashes of mutilated fish and such, something larger than the turtle, and it kind of just spooks him a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but the turtle isn't affected as much because it's kind of dumb.
I guess full round disengage.
You don't have to disengage.
All right, cool. I guess I'll just back up, pointing my sword at it as I literally back up.
It has the reach for when it attacks, but not like when it's not its turn. Like you ever see an alligator snapping turtle's like neck extend?
Yeah.
But like it's not fast enough to like do that in an instant as a reaction. Like that's how it attacks, you know. And I know that that's kind of like a misnomer with the way 5th edition rules are, but you understand the difference between a full round action attack versus a reaction attack. So yeah,
Right.
you back up and stay in front of Elwin, or no? You, yeah, no,
Right beside
you do.
Elwin.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, right in front of him. Yeah.
If anything, I'll stay in the vicinity of Soggy.
yeah.
I'll literally stick my shield out as far as I can, and like sort of back up with them.
Yeah.
With reason set.
So the giant snapping turtle attempts to move past the spectral tentacle and attack Rasillus. That means you get an opportunity attack with the tentacle, but it uses your reaction. Dealing another 2 lightning damage. And now the turtle tries to bite Rasillus. Well, you managed to reduce his speed to 0, but does it stop his attack?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, and a crit, extra 4 damage. Ooh. But Rasillus, nope, he doesn't have higher than 16. So he takes 18 slashing damage, and since that is more than half of his hit points, he might be knocked unconscious.
Oh, damn it. Elwin, get him out of.
Yep.
Ilwin, help!
All right. Upon Donovan saying that, I'm going to move forward and start trying to move Rasillus out of there.
All right. Because I'm gonna assume that Soggy is giving you aid, I'm not gonna make you roll, and we're just gonna let you move him half your speed. Remaining speed. You spent 5.
I spent 5. Okay. So that leaves me at 30 left. That's total before having, so I can get to right there. Devil indeterminate.
Nom 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 chomp chomp chomp.
Soggy kind of like backs up as he angry glares at this giant snapping turtle. You harm my friends for the last time, turtle! Taste death! And
Doubt it.
tentacle attack?
Yep.
Tentacle attack?
Yeah, you can make a tentacle attack. Go ahead.
And it will be normal.
Yes. That does not hit as the tentacle kind of slashes against the shell, but it doesn't affect the turtle.
Salty then kind of focuses all his energy into a witch bolt and fires it in onto the snapping turtle and yells to Donovan, "After I cast this, please defend me." This will be normal.
You strike the turtle with your witch bolt. It deals 13 lightning damage running all down the turtle. You can see it light up, and its mouth releases a little puff of smoke, almost like a Looney Tune. But that's for real. Like, I know I'm describing it like it's like cartoonish, but like that really can happen when you're struck by lightning.
No, beast, you shall go no further.
All right, it's your choice. You can either stab the turtle in the eye with your crit, or you can slice its shell, cracking it and reducing its armor class.
Hmm. I'll go with
Oh, you cut out right when you said whatever you chose.
the shell. I'll go for the shell.
Okay. So, as you slice into the shell, a crack runs down it and opens up a significant part of his back to attack, and he is much easier to hit now. In game mechanic terms, he went from armor class 17 to armor class 12.
Hot dang.
A weakness
Yeah.
has been revealed. Lay it on thick.
Hit the flashing red spot.
When the big lizard opens his mouth, throw the bomb in and
Enraged, the snapping turtle bites down, crushing part of your arm and dealing 17 damage as you raise your shield, but it like still gets through and crushes part of your arm armor into your arm, dealing damage and ruining part of your I forget what that's called. Arm brace? Vambrace? Vambrace.
For the record, DM, I actually remember what the padding that goes underneath armor is called as well.
Oh yeah?
Gambison.
Gambison is awesome.
Yes, correct.
I know that was something that came up a while
15
back.
like 15 layers of 1 inch thick, super tight cloth
Yeah.
that blades get dragged on, and it does.
Gambison's practically armor in and of itself.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
the armor of the peasant man.
Rasillus is
That's true
awake
enough.
but prone. You didn't kiss me, did you?
Maybe I did. As I say that, I'm gonna see Donovan get attacked by the turtle and fire an arrow at the weak spot that I exposed. And it's at disadvantage because he's in melee with it, right?
It would be, except for the fact that the turtle is so big and he has bitten down on Donovan, so his back is just like big target.
All right, cool. So just straight roll. Oh my goodness. Didn't even need the disadvantage, just straight crit failing over here.
Lucky for you, I don't do crit like fail stuff because that is
Right.
dumb. Shout out to any of you dumb DMs out there doing crit fails.
Well, that'll end Elwin's turn.
What? How do the kids say it? Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Don't at me.
I don't know, I had a guy who was a zombie in one of my games. And when he crit failed, his like arm would fall off.
Okay, like fun little stuff occasionally for like a guy like that is fine, but like an overall rule of crit fails has been proven to just be like fuck you PCs and fuck you monks.
No, you're completely correct. Like you could be like level 15, you're this seasoned warrior, and you still making dumb mistakes like dropping.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so bad that like literally, sorry, not sorry to anyone out there doing crit fails, like stop immediately. You are only screwing over your players and it's not more realistic, and like stop hiding behind whatever excuses you have because it's just dumb and punishing and bad for the game.
Numbers up, man.
What's up, Soggy?
Soggy is going to the bonus action, the tentacle attack, and then use his concentration of Witch Bolt.
Okay, and that means that the spectral tentacle goes away too.
Oh. Okay. So I can't concentrate one or the other.
Right, it's one or the other, correct.
I think the Witch Bolt is
Witch
better.
Bolt is way better. You're making the right call.
Soggy sort of just conjuring just symbols in the air, kind of like for rain, for sorrow, for water, for drowning. Sweep this fool away. And kind of like as lightning just strikes the weak point of the giant snapping turtle.
Yeah, and as it does so, you see the giant snapping turtle's resolve to continue fighting break. Sunshine
impressive.
Superman.
Donovan.
I might be the only one old enough to get that.
Sounds a little familiar. Probably heard it at some point, but it's just
Sunshine Superman is a song by a singer named Donovan.
Which song?
Sunshine Superman?
No, that's not small.
I'm pretty sure he also does Season of the Witch. Ooh. You're starting to look a bit like an amateur out there as you swing away at the snapping turtle ineffectively. He disengages and sinks back into the water, daring you to come at him. Rasilla stands up from prone, enraged, and charges forward.
Rasilius, be careful!
No, friend.
Luckily, he can only get that far.
Soggy, tell him it is better to live to fight another day.
You better finish the turtle so his anger is quelled before it disappears into the swamp, Elwyn. Shoot that arrow quick!
We have no reason to kill it, Soggy. We came into its territory. The only reason I
Well,
shot
Reese
it,
seems confident in killing it.
that he may, but all the same, there's no reason to kill everything.
Yeah,
Aye, I
plus
agree.
that doesn't count, because I always agree to attack.
And with that, it's going to end Elwyn's turn.
I'm a lizard folk. I just want to hit stuff.
Throw his crowns and steal bananas.
There it is. That quickly.
Is the giant snapping turtle in range for the concentration?
Yeah, you can still hit it with the witch bolt.
Soggy kind of like desperately try to make sure that the giant snapping turtle isn't alive when Cyclops deals the killing blow and kind of like casts another witch bolt, another concentration of witch bolt.
Yeah.
Donovan, care finish up for our friend.
By any chance, is this thing taking? Does the electricity do any extra damage?
No, it does electrify the water, but not enough to affect you guys. Like, you can see the sparks spread out from it in the water, but just, not enough to do anything. There are a couple fish that have, like, come belly up, though.
And for the record, if this is based off that same giant snapping turtle from the previous one, they tend to
Oh
have to
crap!
deal
I
with
didn't.
cold.
Just gonna move over here.
Cold seems
And,
to be a pretty good weakness to him. That's a little bit of metagaming there.
And then is that your turn, Donovan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move up to restless.
Alright, the turtle sinks under the water. Rasella sees it sink under and is like, "Ah." Alright. So unless anyone's brave enough to go diving into the deep water, that's combat.
Yes. Oh, let us rest. That was tiring.
Yeah, that sucked.
Doesn't hurt to rest for a bit. Especially you, Silas. You seem pretty well injured over there.
Oh, he spends a hit dice and recovers 1 hit point.
Well, technically, it takes radiant damage based off what you're saying. What the thing's saying earlier.
Yeah. I don't have a spend hit dice for him, so
I don't suppose Donovan has a healing spell.
I can do lay on hands. That's about it. I
yeah,
mean,
but
I could
then
also.
you'd have to touch that filthy lizard folk.
That's not a
Soggy
problem.
kind of like gives puppy eyes to convince
I'll give-
Donovan.
You don't gotta try that hard. I'll give him the 16 HP.
Okay. He is feeling about 99%.
Wouldn't be against a short rest though.
Oh, you guys just took a short rest. I thought. I thought it was obvious you guys were going to take a short rest here.
Yeah, that's what I expected too.
All right, shall we continue?
Yes, yes. It is good.
Onward.
Say, Soggy sees a swarm of insects ahead.
Yeah, you can
Can he
hear the
hear what they're-
buzzing of the insects as well. You don't speak insects.
But I do speak animal. Come,
Insects aren't an animal.
thought they were.
Insect.
No, insects aren't animals. They're arthropods or whatever the lineage is. They're the enemies of animals.
Ah,
Well, if anything, they would have so much of a lower intelligence that you wouldn't even really be able to speak instinct, as you would with, say, like a turtle. No, they're just
Right.
bugs.
Right.
I would think insects were smart or have smarts because they work in.
They have a hive mind.
Well, maybe if it was like an insect that wasn't like vermin class, maybe like some big ass insect.
Roll for initiative. Oh, Soggy's on top of it. Soggy was paying attention to the swarm of insects and noticed instantly as they started to fly towards you guys.
Oh dear!
Goodness, I was one off of nat 20.
So Soggy actually goes first because he got a nat. Oh no, he doesn't. He just bypasses the rules for surprise round. You still go first.
Okay, so this is a surprise round. Cool. Okay, let's see how far I can. Because I imagine this is rough terrain since we're in deep enough water where it probably would be.
Yeah. Any of the water here is rough terrain.
Okay. So I move to right there and pull my sword off out from behind my sheath. Or not my sheath, my quiver. And just have that ready for when the insects move closer.
Yep.
For the record, for now, I'll just click on and use my scimitar macro for now. That way, because it deals the same amount of damage.
Okay. Yep. Soggy.
The Soggy is going to summon summon is going to summon a eldritch blast to kind of like to swat out as many insects from the. I assume they don't have a AC as low as 10.
Likely not, but it's possible because this is a really, really low level thing. So let me just see. Nope, not that low.
Reese, let us go swat things. Yes?
Yes. And he sets you down and he charges right at them. Well, let me see if he can make it. just. And he charges right at them and uses his spiked shield to bash them.
Kind of like a giant fly swatter.
Yep. And it deals 6 damage, and I'm gonna rule that because he's using the shield and, dealing the mass damage, that it bypasses the swarm's resistance. Not raw, but it makes sense. However, the swarm then instantly moves into his space and begins to bite him. Somehow their bites are unable to pierce his thick lizard folk hide.
Ha ha! Insects are dumb. I bet my familiar and my insectoid friend agrees.
Yes. Quick, shoot an arrow into the space that they're in.
I have a sword out. I'd take putting that away and then drawing an arrow.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Probably get up to right there is 12 and a half.
You can get 15 feet, so...
Well, I got 35 movement.
Oh, 17.5 then.
Yeah, for difficult terrain.
Oh, yeah, so then you got 5 feet after that.
So, okay. Like right there.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Once you move the 15 feet, because you can't move 12 and a half feet and still have this workout. So once you move the 15 feet, then you have 20 feet that you can move because... No, wait, that doesn't make sense. 30. You'd have 5 feet. You have 5 feet either way. Move there, and then you have 5 feet. No matter which way you slice it, it's 5 feet.
So even up here is difficult terrain where Bacillus is.
No. But the little cliff is.
Okay. So even when I get up there, I still got like another 5 feet.
Yeah, because it's like another 5 feet either way. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I can get to right there.
Yeah. Like if you call it 15 feet and then you're up there, you still have 5 feet to move because that would be 30 feet. And if you call it 12.5 feet and you just move 17.5 total, you still have 5 feet to move. So it's like the same thing,
Right. All right. Would I be able to swing at the insects with my sword? Anything?
Yeah, because you technically have one more square, so there you go.
Oh, cool. That works. I guess I'm just using.
You slash into them with your sword. However, it doesn't appear to be very effective.
More effective than trying to shoot them out the air one at a time with an arrow.
True that.
Fortunately, Soggy has a natural bug beyond. And as I shall show, with Eldritch Blast at advantage.
Right at Rasillus? So there's a chance that you hit Rasillus with that.
What?
The insects are in his area.
What did you say?
Alright, you didn't hit Rasillus. You got lucky. Ooh, it was close too. Nice. Because the insects are all covering Racillus, there was a chance you hit him. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Racillus is going to try to swat them off of him with his shield. The swarm of insects gets smaller as it is almost dead. But they're dumb insects, so they just keep trying to bite.
Donovan, can you swat the rest out?
Say no more, my friend.
Get out of the way, elf.
Get out of the way. I'm this. He's always Donovan obviously thinks he's a superior elf now since he's been possessed by one.
Yeah.
By no means. I'm all man, baby.
Yes, but we shall protect her more, for we are men. Once again, your blade just doesn't seem to be dealing... Oh, wait, that's radiant damage. They ain't immune to that shit. You kill the swarm.
Burn, burn, burn.
Kill this. Suggy kind of like gathers up the corpses of the insects and decides to throw them at the nearest giant frog.
Okay. The frogs just kind of look at you.
Not interrupting, just giving you some leftover food. Yummy insects.
Donovan.
Good.
By the way, you seem pretty good with that sword of yours. Maybe you could show me a couple things with.
Certainly. I would be happy to.
Much appreciated. Seems like our friends are.
Donovan, Irwin, come on.
When did I become the leader?
That's what we're wondering, dude. You just started walking.
Donovan.
Ladies first.
Donovan whispers as he kind of like squints and points over there. I see shadow that looks familiar.
Yeah, you do.
Familiar, you say?
Shh, be very quiet. It could be it. Donovan. Care to
Who
make
is
a
getting their
charge?
foot?
For the record.
Donovan, could you make the charge?
What would you like me to do?
Lead the charge.
Certainly.
Yeah, I was about to say. He isn't, there's no way Donovan's being stealthy. He's having to walk through at least knee-deep water in heavy armor. No way he's
So,
stealthy.
Donovan, as you hit this corner here, if you're going ahead there. By the way, Soggy meant up north there was a crocodile that you guys could hear, but you didn't engage it.
Oh,
So
you wanted me to go north. Sorry. Yeah, I'll go that way. If I'm sorry about that. You want me to go north?
Yes.
oh, you want a piece of me? Oh, I was in the middle of my sunbathing nap, bro. Now it's on.
Another crocodile.
Sunbathing?
Well,
A cave.
listen, I was getting time out of the water, all right? But you interrupted
In a
my
cave.
my nap time, and so now I'm mad. Yeah, in a cave. Don't ask questions.
Hey,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just wondering
I'm
how
gonna
you're
come
pulling
over
this
there and
off.
bite you.
Do it. No balls.
Donovan, are you gonna roll for initiative?
Man, it's been a while since Donovan's gone before me in initiative.
Like you said, he's gotta just prove his superior alphitude.
Altitude. I like that word now.
I shall remain here. Keep it from advancing forward.
You can take the total dodge action in order to give yourself give it disadvantage on any attacks.
Sure, I'll do that.
And then is that your turn? I assume it is.
Sorry.
Alright. Let's trying to move up to like right here. And maybe trying to peek over Donovan's shoulder for a few moments to try to shoot at the crocodile.
Be like, here, let me rest my arrow on your shoulder. I saw this in a movie once.
Yeah, this should. Hey, I saw this once done by a friend of mine. Just hold still for 2 seconds here.
Hey, I saw this in the movie.
What's a movie?
It's like that
Well,
thing that the lizard folk did, but like longer.
I
Ooh,
think
your arrow streaks through the air, striking the crocodile right in the side of the neck. It deals 12 damage, more than half of its hit points, forcing it to make a save or be knocked out. You might have taken the croc out with one hit.
Rocky Balboa straight to the jaw.
Yep. The croc is unconscious.
I saw this in a movie once. Fire straight to the neck. Then again, elves might have something akin to that, given the fact that they probably do have a decent bit of magic that would allow them to do stuff. That
Oh, for sure.
maybe,
For sure.
but Elven wasn't exactly an island elf.
No. You grew up in the ghetto. Well,
From a hood.
for elves, for humans, it's like the most beautiful place on like the continent. But for elves, you're like from the poor side of town. You know, you're like, ew.
From the hood.
You live where? Oh, there's humans around. Gross.
I believe it.
Like basically, it's like telling somebody from San Francisco or New York that you live like with the monkeys in Madagascar. You know. Rasilis doesn't understand the game and is charging forward. and he gets right up on the crocodile and raises his heavy club to deal a finishing blow, but he can't because that was all his movement.
Well, Marcellus, you did say ladies first.
Ooh. Hoisted by his own petard, but he doesn't even know what that means.
Soggy sighs as he follows the brutes and shoots an eldritch blast at the crocodile.
Oh, good idea. Wake him up right before his turn so that he can kill Rasillus.
No, Soggy prepares an eldritch blast
No,
when the
blast him. You might kill him.
Hey, quick question. I haven't heard this in D&D before, 5e before.
Can I prepare a...
I know that it's in 3.5. Is there coup de grace
Yes.
in this game?
Yes, it's an
Yeah,
automatic
we should
crit.
probably just like
And
we should just like let him kill.
and Soggy, you're right. You can ready an action to do that.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I know, but I was hoping that you'd roll low on your damage and actually wake the crocodile up, and then you could eat him.
Nom nom.
That'd be more fun.
You know I'm not gonna do that.
It'd ruin all of Elwin's hard work.
Right, Elwin.
I'm just
That's
gonna
a
walk
help
forward. He's calm. He's like, this crocodile's basically dead. It's unconscious.
Coup de grace!
That's not how it's pronounced, Marcellus.
Soggy can't. And since Soggy was prepared to shoot a spell when Resisted was going to, he was preparing an Eldritch Blast for when when Resist attacks the crocodile, okay? Right?
Oh, he's dead either way. Rasillus brings his club down on his head, and you can see blood squirt out of his eyes as he smashes his skull.
Well done, Resilis.
Fantastic.
It was fun.
I have an idea.
So,
What is
Eating your meat for food.
so
I'm gonna pull a.
everybody.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt any potential, whatever. But I want everybody to roll for investigate, or is it search? Hold on, let me look at the skills. Yeah, it's investigate. So I want everybody to roll for investigation here. Because you all actually climbed up into the croc's little nest here, you actually got a chance to search around. And amongst the bones and everything else from all of his victims, frogs and snakes and anything else that have come across his path, you find an ancient set of armor and a weapon and a helmet. Now, this ancient armor is a light chain shirt that has managed to survive, and you can see that it's some kind of silver mithril material, and on its chest, the rings have been blackened in the symbol of an ancient elven house. And the helmet is a old elvish helmet design that has a crest going down the middle of feathers from what is known as the sky snake, Quetzalcoatl, and they're brightly colored, and clearly this is a magic helmet. The chain shirt is mithril, and the weapon is an elven scimitar +1.
Fancy. Do I recognize the symbol on the shirt?
You recognize it as a symbol of an ancient house, but nothing more.
I don't even have any knowledge of ancient houses, I take it.
You can roll to see if you can remember it. History. It's going to take a really high roll. I'm going to let you know that. Okay, so again, you know that this is like one of the houses that was considered the founding houses, but you can't remember anything specific about it. Like they were either the heroes or the ones who betrayed everybody or one of the other ones, but you forget.
Right.
I will stand, rubbing my chin, looking at the dead crocodile. Ah, I have an idea. I'm gonna
What
pull
is-
out my mace. I think I found your spikes, my friend.
You did?
Yeah, crocodile teeth. They're
Oh,
gonna-
pointy.
I'm gonna use my mace to try to break its jaws.
Soggy ass kind of taps on Resist's his shoulder and kind of like, could you help get teeth out of Crocodile's mouth?
Yeah.
Plus, it's food.
That is true. We could.
It's at least enough to cover for today.
Say, that hammer brand mace? You know what jingle say? It not mace if it not hammer.
Yeah, it's a kind of like an inside joke with the lizard folk about hammers and maces.
That was a hand axe.
Oh yeah, hand axe.
But he had to say it because it was just an inside joke.
Yeah.
I will look over at my mace and I will see a small brand on it that says plaque and
Nice. All right, so yeah, you collect the teeth. However, altering the armor is going to take some time. As a smith, you know this.
Makes sense.
Not something you could do on the fly here.
Well then,
Anyone- oh, yeah. Go ahead.
no, you were saying.
I was about ready to ask if anyone absolutely wanted the
Dibs on the chainmail.
Marcellus is calling the chainmail off the bat.
Oh, this no fit. He tries to get it over his shoulders but can't.
I'm not sure if any. Soggy seems a bit big for you, but if you want it.
If Soggy tries it on, it literally looks like he's wearing like a trench coat as like a 6-year-old.
I was about to say it's almost like the one scene with Gimli from Two Towers, you know?
Yes.
It's a little tight around the chest.
This does not fit.
I
Not fit at all.
Didn't figure it would, but I figured it'd still be polite of me to offer it at the very least.
Hmm.
What would you guys like to do now?
I
Well,
figured-
divvy up the treasure is, I think, what Elwin's about.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that if anyone wants the stuff, I'm not just taking it without.
What did you say the helmet did?
It just says
Magic.
magic. We don't exactly have any way of identifying.
The sword is a +1 sword. Like it's not like you refer to it as a +1 sword, but you know of it as an elven blade. It's like a magical blade that was given to the warriors of the elven race back when like everybody wielded a magic sword if you were in the elven army. And so this is like a standard issue elven blade, which everybody knows is a magic sword, and for game mechanics purposes it's a +1 weapon. No attunement required. Pick it up, +1, bam bam bam.
I believe this weapon has your name on it.
Unless you want it, then I'll take it.
Elwin looks at it and he says, actually, it says El Welladin.
I think that's the brand.
And I suppose we'll just hold on to the helmet until we figure out what it is.
Yes, that would be wise.
The helmet of instant death. It's like,
Or just put it on and start attuning right away.
We all just take a short rest trying to figure out the. I want to go ahead and switch out his leather shirt for the chainmail.
Okay, so the chain shirt for the mithril, it weighs half as much, is just as strong, and there is possibly an attunement you don't know.
So I assume Donovan's not claiming the scimitar.
nah.
All right, then I'll put that in my offhand sheath.
I currently have all the sword I need.
Yeah.
You got a you got a mace by hand axe.
Yeah.
Oh no, my bad, Black and Decker.
So, who's taking the helmet?
I guess I'll take it. Unless you would like it, Soggy.
I don't think Soggy can equip it.
Yeah, although like it can be put over your head, again, it's like a kid wearing an adult's helmet.
Yeah.
And Racillus, it won't fit over his head.
Yeah, it's a no.
It's a no from me.
Besides, it looks pretty well with your armor. That you said it had like a plume on it, didn't you?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
got-
And the
Yeah.
plume, despite the fact that it's multicolored, Donovan, once you put it on, the feathers kind of alter their iridescent hue to whatever color like you desire it to be, basically. Like whatever aura you're putting off, the feathers iridescently like begin to shimmer into those hues.
Okay. Inside my mind, I hear, we should definitely have that as a gold and silver. No, black. Blacker than black.
So it just becomes like this, like golden, this kind of like these shimmering gold feathers with like hints of black. Like
The vein, the pointy hard part running down the middle is all black with little black tufts coming off near the tip, not the end tip, but the beginning tip where the quill would be once you pulled it out. the little feathery tufts, the little fluffy tufts down there are black, and then they fade into shades of silver until they eventually turn gold at the tip.
Huh.
You
How interesting.
agreed. You do look
Oh,
quite nice in that helmet, though, Donovan.
yes, yes. Don't even. Those are really special feathers.
You almost look as good as the female.
I ain't the one that went first.
Rasilla still doesn't get it.
You do realize that is in fact a male, correct?
I translate
What?
that.
He like walks over to Elwyn and starts like touching him on the shoulders.
I suggest you stop before things progress. Before I do things that you may not like I to do.
Yeah, we should stop before I'm forced to fade to black anyways.
I mean, he has a beard.
Let's continue forth. Soggy else.
So do dwarf women.
Well, we could always. I'd still like to get as much meat as we can off this crocodile because that's at least a day's worth of rations for all of us.
Agreed. Well, this seems more like your expertise, sir.
Oh, you guys could have taken care of. Oh, wait, you didn't take a short rest here. Are you taking a short rest here?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a short rest.
So now, bear in mind that it's been like 5 hours now. What with walking and exploring and, now taking 2 short rests.
Right.
Actually, I would suggest we make a campfire. Probably stay here for
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
this
Maybe once
platform.
it-
Seems like a pretty good defensive position. Unless you're a crocodile, that is.
Agreed.
Who'll keep watch?
And perhaps maybe after I take care of this crocodile, you could always see about showing me a thing or two with that sword.
I'm feeling pretty well off. I don't mind taking the first watch.
You want me to roll survival for the alligator? Or see if I
No,
can
no,
spend
no.
it?
You guys can, get
Okay.
some meat off of it pretty easily. You're fine. And okay, so here's what goes down if you guys are preparing to take a long rest here. You go ahead and take a short rest because your rest is going to be interrupted. So you can spend your hit dice, and Soggy, you get back your 1 spell slot. Yep. And anyone who wants to spend a hit dice can. Yep. And then now, in the middle of the night, who is on watch second?
That'd probably be Elwyn.
Alright, so Elwyn, you actually got your long rest then because you got your 4 hours in.
Of course, I'm at full health anyway.
Yeah. However, nobody else gets a long rest, and Elwyn, you roll perception.
Ouch.
Elwyn, you suck.
And do.
And so you do not notice as several all black kobolds come swimming up out of the water and begin to attack you guys. Question: do you want to do the combat now? It'll take about half an hour. Or
Now.
or do you want to wait?
I'm down.
Yeah, I just wanted to offer you guys the opportunity to say yes or no, so no worries.
We know.
And with them is the biggest kobold you've ever seen. It has forward-pointing horns sticking out of its head.
Saki is awake. Saki is awake.
No, you are not.
My initiative rolls. Wow.
You
Even
don't
on-
even get to roll for initiative yet until you guys are awake, which is going to depend on
I rolled a nat 20.
L lose over there.
I may not be paying attention, but evidently I seem to have like natural instinct when it comes.
Okay, so Elwin, now you can shout for them and they can wake up and roll for initiative.
Yeah, that's my action. That's my. Because I imagine this is a prize. This would be a surprise round for them.
Yeah,
I didn't see him.
yeah, it
So-
would have been a surprise round, but
So that's my action right there. My surprise round action. Wake them
all right,
up.
so you guys can roll for initiative.
And that'll end my turn.
Oh, I have to roll for Rosellis.
See, so they can't technically claim I was not on watch because they weren't getting attacked before I woke them. So it works out. I can make it seem like I was watching the whole time.
All right, so the Kobold Champion says, "Fire!" And all of the kobolds launch their slings at Elwin. All right, so that one hit for 6 damage.
What was the AC on it?
21.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my reaction with a shielding arrow.
Oh, yeah,
when it
yeah.
hits. I'm just gonna click on random kobold because I don't know which one.
Yeah. It was this asshole over here.
Roll 15. Yeah, it wasn't even close enough to even add a little bit to my AC.
Yeah, no, you miss. So 21 hits, 6 damage, and now this one. Not even close. And this one is actually the Kobold Champion Squire, and so he's just hanging back.
Man, what is with every single rock that hits me? It deals max damage.
Because these are the scorpions. And they're going to rock you like a hurricane. Ooh, that hits? No,
Yeah,
with
that
your new
hits.
chain shirt, no.
Oh, it actually raises my AC even further?
Doesn't it?
Wow.
Because you had leather armor on, right?
Yeah, I had leather armor on.
Yeah, so
So it
your
only, so
your
with
base
armor previously, I had 15.
yeah, so your base armor class was 11 with your leather armor. It's 14 now with this, so it's 3 higher.
Oh, snap. So,
I think it's
This- you
14.
said-
Let me look it up quick.
okay. If it's 14, that means I have an 18 AC, so that still hits. Just barely.
Ooh, yeah. Let me just look it up quick just to see. I don't want to get it wrong, get your hopes
Yeah.
up.
wouldn't be getting my hopes up. The only way you'd be getting my hopes up is if you were to say it gave me a 15 base, which that would be
I'm
absurd.
pretty positive it's not 15.
Yeah, I was about to say that'd be absurd for light armor.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 13, not 14. 13.
Okay, so I got 17 AC.
Still higher than what you had.
That is true. By 2.
So no bitching. No, I'm just kidding. So
Dang.
you take three.
Yeah, it still is.
You take 3 more damage. All right. So now we're gonna redo the initiative order. There we go. Okay. And now Elwin.
Alright. I'm gonna draw back an arrow, and seeing the big one off over there, I'm going to fire a bursting arrow at it.
And just so that it's clear, this kobold is not as big as a human, even though it's like the same
Right.
size token. It's like about as big as a dwarf.
So that's
You
17
notate, Ken.
that's 17 damage, and enemies within 10 feet of it also take the
Well,
10
that's
force.
that's all of them. So
That's all of them.
Yeah.
Except for this one over here. This one on the far right, it's actually 12 and a half feet out.
Any
So.
part of it that touches.
That it's 12 and a half feet out. This only has a 10-foot radius, my bursting.
This is 10 feet. Oh, you can't see that? Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Because I was measuring like that, and it was... Oh, wait, that is 10 feet. I measured a bit too far out. Okay. So, yeah. That's all of them. 10 force to everyone.
There. See? As long as it touches any part of them, it's good.
That works. So, I assume the 21 hits the big guy.
It does actually manage to hit.
So, that's the 7 piercing with the 10 force. 10 force to everyone else.
Yes. And they don't even get a save, do they?
Nope, that one does not have a save.
So all of the kobolds are knocked unconscious face down into the water. Except for the
Oh.
champion, who takes 27 damage.
I thought it was just 17.
Oh, he doesn't take the 10? Oh, okay, 17.
No, he takes the 10. The 17 reading on the longer
Oh,
damage.
I'm sorry.
That's my ammo.
Yeah, I didn't scroll up far enough. I just saw 17 and
Yeah, that's my ammo.
yeah, we're good.
I'll be like, wow, how am I rolling that good?
17 is still more than half, and he's forced to make a saving throw.
Nice.
You stop knocking my guys out right now.
I turn a half-hour encounter into less than 10 to about 10 minutes.
Yeah. So the kobold champion is temporarily stunned by your attack is what we're gonna go with. So he's stunned for this round.
That works.
And the others are
All of the others are unconscious.
Yeah, incapacitated.
That max damage though with the bursting arrow.
Elwin's like, oh, you guys want to go shot for shot? Okay.
Here, hold this. I just imagine like all the shrapnel from the arrow just straight up is what does that as well.
Oh yeah. Donovan. Now remember, you don't have your armor on. Otherwise, you'd be taking 1 level of exhaustion each night you slept in it.
That'd be exhausting. But
But you can still grab your shield, of course. Sorry if you said anything. I didn't hear you.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay. So are you gonna take the dodge action once you get up there? Sorry, what was that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, all the other kobolds are unconscious, so it's best we take the champion as a prisoner, like kind of like interrogate.
Rasilis is gonna take the dodge action.
Zoggy kind of runs up and says, "What is going on?" And kind of like is kind of like paused, looking at the other kobolds of black, and just like, hello. The other kobolds are unconscious, right? Except for the champion.
They could be dead. They're all just kind of laying motionless in the water.
Ilwin, did you go on a crazy murder spree?
Would you call it a spree if it's all instantaneous?
Sure.
Okay, then yes, I went on a crazy murder spree. But they all, in my defense, they all threw a bunch of stones at me.
Okay. Anyways,
Now you
let
sound
us
like
tie
the
up
British.
commander. Let us tie up that big kobold. Maybe he can give us answers of what he is doing.
Perhaps.
Saki kind of walks up to him and kind of like just decides to try and tie him up.
You don't have enough to both move there and get up to the kobold.
Yeah, because you're moving clear back from right. You're moving clear back from over here when you were asleep.
Yeah.
To here, and then you're.
So he's going to wait until like he's going to prepare an action to like tie up the kobold champion. Erwin, could you tie up the champion?
Yes, I can tie up the champ.
Let us capture the big kobold.
Does anyone have any rope?
That's what he says in kobold speak.
I don't suppose. Oh man, I can't remember his name now.
Rasilis doesn't have rope. His people don't make rope.
Donovan?
They just use jungle vines because they're so readily available, you know.
That's a bad point. I wonder if Nicholas would have left us.
He left Donovan his sword and rode off
That was
for
it.
Kaldon.
Well, I can try to attempt one or two things. I can attempt to shoot non-lethally to try and knock him out like that, or I can walk up and try to restrain him, just brute force.
Non-lethal would be at -4.
At -4 to my hit.
Oh no, I'm sorry, disadvantage. Fucking fifth
Just straight
edition.
disadvantage.
Yeah, fucking 5th edition.
So I suggest brute force.
In that case, because I do have it, because from where I originally started, I do have enough to actually get up to him to attempt to just brute force restrain him, which I imagine for this turn.
He can't
At least
even
until-
resist. Yeah, he's instantly
Yeah,
he's
at least
instantly
until
grappled
his
right
turn
now.
Comes around.
Yeah,
So.
he's instantly grappled right now if that's what you want.
Yeah, I'll grab him for right now, and then
Yeah.
next turn, I imagine he'll try to break out or something.
Yeah. Yep. So you guessed it.
How does the kobold champion react?
He breaks out.
He flexes and breaks out.
Donovan, mind capturing the big kobold before he goes running away?
Sure thing. Guess is he tied up already?
Nope, I did not have any rope to tie him up with. I was trying to restrain him with brute strength, but I don't have that.
Soggy, you hear him say, "Come at me!"
Please, no killing the big one. We might need him.
Oh, you got him.
What would you like done with him, my friend?
Kill him!
Interrogate. It is time to do the interrogate.
Hey, it's not your turn. Not for the talking, but for the moving. You can
I
talk.
know.
You can talk. You
Yes,
just can't move.
it is time.
Well, I can't move like anymore. So
Right. Is that your turn? Yeah, so Rasilis is going to step over by Soggy and defend him by taking the dodge action.
Soggy kind of like walks over to the kobold champion in a safe, kind like glaring at him and say, "All right, but right, but kin. All right, kin. Why did you attack our camp? Who sent you?" And kind of like does an intimidation check.
Yeah, he just laughs at you and grips his sword and raises it over his head.
He's still grappled.
Yes, he
Grapple
is.
does not restrict your
Yeah.
ability to attack.
yeah, you could D&D is wonky that way. Like you can straight tackle someone and they can still like sacrifice the virgin on the table.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Do
Restrain.
not make. Soggy might need some help in convincing him to talk.
Yeah, you might.
Care to help, Elwin?
He's raising a sword above his head. I'm gonna try disarming him first. You don't try to interrogate someone who has a weapon. Doesn't work 9 times out of 10.
Interrogation 101 with Elwin. Take away their weapons.
So I'm gonna attempt to wrestle that out of his grasp, which I imagine is gonna be like an athletics or strength.
So you're attempting a disarm attempt. So let me just make sure that I get this right.
Okie dokie.
Would he be able to get an advantage on that, being that he's physically tussling with me?
Likely, but I'm just gonna, double check the rules here, make sure that we are playing by raw. So you can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. You make an attack roll contested by the target's strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics.
Alright then, so I can just basically just quickly draw my scimitar from the back, or the
Oh,
sword from the back sheath.
that's the optional rule. That's the
That's the
optional
optional
rule.
Okay.
What is the actual rule? As a melee attack, you may attempt. Oh, that's 3.5. I don't want 3.5. Oh, yeah, no, there isn't a basic one. That's just the Just the optional rule for disarming is you make the. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. All right, so you make your weapon attack.
Okie dokie. So just quickly drawing that broken blade. Oh, I didn't even ask if it was at advantage. Well, I made a 19.
Which just manages to best the kobold champion and knock his sword out of his hands.
I'm going to point the tip of the blade at him. Now, I suggest you speak to my friend on what we wants to know. And basically an attempt to try to give help to Soggy over there. That works.
Well, do I roll? Or is that going to be wait for my turn?
Yeah, you would wait for your turn.
Okay.
Eat dresses and die! Dresses is a kobold specific word that doesn't have an English translation, but essentially it means the collection
Equivalent
of feces and garbage that builds up at the lairs of kobolds.
like he is calling you filth.
Well, that's not very nice. Presses the blade just a hair closer.
He goes to dive for his sword.
Oh, snap. Donovan, you need to make a counter check because you're the one grappling him.
Friends, we're going to need to speed this along. I know his allies are incapacitated, but we are surrounded.
Agreed. By the way, you do have to make that counter check, I believe. Maintain the grapple.
Yeah. Athletics. Or strength, either way. Oh, what?
Fucking body slam.
Yeah, and actually I am going to rule that as he goes to do that, you counterbalance judo throw him to the ground and he is now prone. He's not going to talk. So what are you guys going to do to end the encounter and then we'll move on. The session will be over basically, but I'll give you guys the setup.
Froggy.
Soggy's still going to try and. Soggy's not willing to just kill him. He feels like there's still more that this guy could offer. He's going
Okay,
to.
so I'm gonna stare down at him and scream at him, and so I'll say, "Soggy, translate this. He came and attacked us in the middle of the night while we slept and got almost killed. Come after us again, and we'll finish the."
That's what I do. So that's intimidation with assistance, right?
It doesn't require a roll. He's sufficiently intimidated, and he is no longer going to attempt to attack or anything like that right now. But he is also not going to talk. Like you guys would basically have to torture him to near death, and I don't see that as necessarily being within what you guys are looking to do right now. Definitely, you could get Racillus to do it, but again, you know, I see that as being more of a conflict within the party. So essentially, it's kill him or let him go.
Well, I don't imagine.
Let him go. Let him go. Kind of like in his fear.
mean, you'd have to. I mean, only one person managed to take out the entire group of kobolds.
Oh, he's scared as
That's
shit. Yeah.
So that ends the encounter.
Yeah, I mean the encounter is essentially over. He is helpless. He is your captive at the moment, and as soon as the captor Donovan lets me know if he lets him go or kills him, that'll be what happens. Donovan? You there, buddy?
Donovan.
So sorry, what was that?
Are you letting him go or killing him?
I'll let him go.
All right. You let him go. He runs away. And so to set up where you guys are at, obviously you kind of finish up your rest, but you can't gain the benefit of a long rest anymore. So you take your short rest. Elwyn, you can take a short rest since you got the benefit of the long rest. You guys get the benefit of a short rest, and we will pick up from there. Basically, the rest of these kobolds are in fact dead. Any of them that weren't 100% dead are dead now. So, yeah. Elwyn, you get back 3 hit points, and
Oh, it's better to die.
oh, okay,
I got knocked out of half health.
okay,
But there we are. I'm at 21.
Yep.
That's fine.
and so now next session we will pick up with you guys continuing to explore, but now it's been, basically a whole day that you've been exploring and resting. Well, not a whole day, like 16 hours, give or take. It had been about 5.
It was fun.
And then 4, so that's 9. Yeah, like 12 hours. So anyway, next session, if you guys are pushing in deeper, there might be kobolds ahead. So plan on that. And as always, good gaming.
Lovely.